Namaskar. You are welcome today to the Facebook Live of Ayushakti. Like every day, we are live even today. So today's topic is mental and emotional well-being in Ayurveda. We have Dr. Smita Naram and Dr. Sarita today with us to speak on this topic. Let me introduce you Dr. Smita. Dr. Smita is the CMD of Ayushakti and she has treated more than 1.5 million people worldwide, and she has specially treated more people in their mental wellness. And Dr. Sarita is a clinic partner in UK, Ayushakti's clinic partner in UK, and she has treated more than 1 million people worldwide. Let us let us see what Dr. Smita has to say today. Dr. Smita, I welcome you on this live.
Smita, and namaskar to everybody. First of all, my dear friends, I cannot personally treat 1.5 million across the world. It is treated by Ayushakti and Ayushakti clinic partners. Ayushakti has clinic partners in so many places in the world. More than 150 partners are there, and because of that, we are able to help every year 100,000 people, and I have absolutely seen personally at least 300,000 plus, of course. But my intention today is to really create this remarkable breakthrough sharing that can help improve your quality of life. And this sharing will come from mine and Sarita's practical experience of working in the clinic. So today we will be talking to you about mental health, emotional health, and in Ayurveda, this is described 5,000 years ago in ancient science in a very detailed manner. What are the reasons of getting angry, depressed, or sadness, or panic, no confidence, fear, etc., and how you can take care of them using natural means so that you can create happiness, great sound sleep, confidence, concentration power, no panic but blissful mind. I would like to share with you a real story of Bill Salvatore. Please share the slides. Bill Salvatore was actually this client. I met him with one of the clinic partners in USA at Dr. Steve's place. Dr. Steve was there 2 days ago, if you remember, on this live, one of the lives actually. So Bill Salvatore was on a prescription medication for his emotional imbalance, moods imbalance, no sleep, no confidence, fear, sadness, etc. And he was taking it for 10 years, and still he was actually not feeling normal. He was not feeling happy. He was not feeling the sound sleep at night. When he woke up in the morning, he was still feeling tired, weak, and as if he's not slept very well. So for this reason, he was looking for something natural, and he met me at Dr. Steve's place in USA. Dr. Steve is our partner, as I told you, and I started natural therapy, which we will be sharing with you today, all of those solutions which has worked for hundreds and thousands of people using diet, lifestyle, everything actually. So I started natural therapy, and in a year's time, friends, you will not believe me, but his own doctor actually said that you don't need the prescription medication anymore because you are better in your health. you are much grounded, not feeling panic, and having a sound sleep. And he actually, the doctor stopped his medication. He's still so good. He's so happy, blissful. He's moved to Florida and very happy. So today, friends, stay with me because we will be sharing specific things that you can do it by yourself. Some Marma points, some diet, some pranayam advices, all of those things which you can do it by yourself. So I invite Vaidya Sarita from UK, who has been working for 15 years actually with, she is a very successful practitioner, to 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 share her experience about how people feel. How can you know that you have some imbalance and you need some help?
Namaskar. Thank you, Dr. Smita. So we all feel emotionally triggered from time to time, and we can't focus on things. But really, what are the main kind of symptoms that people go through? So there's a sense of feeling nervous and ungrounded. You can't focus on anything, feeling restless, and sometimes the sense of having an impending danger or panic. If you feel like something's going to happen, something you're expecting something bad to happen, or there's panic, there's you feel restless inside, there's palpitations, digestion is affected, you may feel tired or fatigued, you just want to go to sleep, or you don't have that get up and go, you can't, the energy isn't there to do your everyday things. You feel like you don't want to, there's a disinterest in everyday activities. There's trouble focusing on everyday work, or you may become at the least end of it, you may just become forgetful, or you can't think about anything else but these negative feelings that you're experiencing. Also, insomnia. People find it difficult to sleep. They can't get to sleep, or they're waking up in the middle of the night and then find it difficult to go back to sleep. And one of the main things that all of this triggers, of course, is digestion, is the metabolic capacity. We feel hungry, and there's indigestion. Where this can cause constipation, or sometimes for people, they have loose bowel movements, and you get put off your food. You don't want to eat. And actually, some people comfort eat because they don't have any other outlet, any other release to these emotions. So they tend to reach out for food as a source of comfort, and then actually further bury these emotions deeper within the psyche. And also, having just feeling overwhelmed. So if anything extra is added to your routine, it's too much. You can't cope. A sense of not being able to cope, and so eating becomes disturbed. The routine of sleep is disturbed. All of these symptoms are an aggravation of vata in the body. Next slide. So there's
yes, Sarita, that what you said was so right actually. And in reality, we all have some level of stress. We all go through something, in life. We feel stressed, and we have to take positive stress, because that pushes you to do something more and become more
right.
efficient. But sometimes it goes beyond a level of tolerance, and then people start feeling the symptoms of worry, constant worry about something which has never happened in life, or they begin to feel this palpitation feeling, or they get irritable, angry very easily, difficulty falling asleep. So these are like initial signs. And at that level, if you take help through natural means, you can absolutely prevent it from becoming chronic. And if it does, then at least slowly and steadily, if you start removing the main cause, why it happened, and nourishing the mental and emotional channel through a right way, you can actually gain a long lasting emotional health. So that's what Ayushakti's approach is, always to remove toxins, basically from brain and nervous system, because when the vata, excess air, goes into the nervous system, it dries up the happiness hormones, and that's why, you know, the body cannot really handle the stress or emotional upsets very easily, and it impacts very deeply then. So, and vata also dries up a capacity of brain to handle things, and
Mm.
toxins actually can block the signals of happiness. So many people have difficulty, and that's also, in a modern science, it is proven that the happiness hormone serotonin uptake is blocked.
Mm.
Body is secreting it, but it's not able to use it when it is necessary because of the toxins which are blocking it. So Ayushakti's approach is really to remove this vata and toxins, and finally nourish the nervous system and the brain. And Ayurveda says that the brain, if it is of a sattva quality, okay, sattva quality, there are three qualities: sattva, rajas, and tamas. But sattva quality is something which, where if you have that quality of brain, then your mind always will say, okay, what next? Always think positive. Okay, this is a challenge, but what next I can do so that I can move forward, instead of getting stuck in that. And always there will be more gratitude than complain in life. And so gratitude is one thing. Every day when you say thank you for everything you have in your life, it will create constant positive thinking. And there is, the people with sattva quality has a greatest faith in cosmic power. And when you have a greatest faith, then you will always think, okay, everything is happening for good in a bigger picture, which I don't know today, but I'm sure that in a long term it will unfold. So there is something good behind anything wrong going on. So that kind of a thing, when that quality you can improve by specific diet, lifestyle, herbal formulas, Marma, etc., etc. And many times people tell me that, you know, I'm doing the psychotherapy, I'm taking the counseling sessions. Will it be enough? But that counseling can help you temporarily, but it will not improve the quality of your brain. You need to work on improving the quality of nervous system and brain tissue. When that happens, you will get that long lasting, profound mental and emotional health. And that's what is our purpose today, to share all of those solutions, ancient secrets to you, so that you can use them in your life. And I want to invite Sarita to talk about diet from your experience.
Yeah, I just want to talk about diet and basically the foods really that we want to avoid. First of all, are things like wheat, because it's very sticky. It causes a mucus production, arm production in the gut, and this is really what we're trying to do, is clear the channels. Like Dr. Smita said, we want to clear the channels of the mind, calm the brain down. So we need to work in harmony with digestion because they're so interlinked. So we want to avoid foods which are more difficult to digest and cause this toxic production, the stickiness in the gut. So we want everything functioning and flowing easily. So wheat, dairy, because of there's so much adulteration and mucus producing, and cold drinks. So this affects again the digestion. It kind of puts out the digestive fire according to Ayurveda. So we want warm drinks. And canned and processed foods, the body recognizes wholesome food. We know this, and even though these things may taste great to some people, they're not very good for digestion, especially when we're going through emotional turmoil or upheaval, and Agni, digestion is affected. So we want to stick to foods which are easy to digest, which are wholesome, which are nourishing. And food is also, like Dr. Smita said, we want to nourish the brain. We want to create a sattva guna. We want to create a sattva state. So wholesome foods help to do that. Processed food, all of this really, it doesn't do that and can add to toxic production because of their qualities and low nourishment value, really. So the kind of foods that we want to focus on are really nourishing, easily digestible foods. Mung is amazing. It's an, Ayushakti have always spoken about this. It's nourishing and it's detoxifying at the same time. It really cleanses, allows your body to cleanse channels, allows Agni to digestion to come into balance. This, like Dr. Smita was talking about, helps the serotonin uptake. We're cleaning channels, we're increasing Agni, we're clearing, and we're grounding all of this. Fresh vegetables, wholesome food. So things like this really. Can I have the next slide? So the things that we want to enjoy, which really help the brain, to nourish the brain, are things like figs, almonds, beetroot is wonderful. This all helps to really nourish, calm, create this sattva quality. So, and then we are going to talk about pranayam. Dr. Smita, did you want to say something, or am I good?
No, I mean, this was brilliant, perfect, really. I mean, if we follow the diet, every day we add things like ghee, almonds, or
Right.
Consciously beetroot or fig, dates, things which are nourishing brain, definitely we will keep on constantly feeding our brain with a good quality of tissue. That's what I would say. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Let's go ahead with that was great with the pranayam.
Thank you. So one of the things that I really love and I always recommend to people is breathwork, is pranayam. And one of the things that I notice, especially when people are coming with anxiety or fear, these emotions, is that they tend to be shallow breathing. They're kind of breathing up here. And so I feel that before we do anything, we have to correct that. And so I ask them just to, sometimes just to put their hand on their belly or initially exaggerate their breath so they can become aware of where they're breathing from. And then really, I want them to feel experience what it feels like to breathe diaphragmically. So I ask them to put their hand on their belly or imagine their lungs like two paper bags and they want to kind of expand those paper bags. So really breathing deep into the lungs. And they often notice like the difference. And sometimes people actually can't do it. And I tell them, well, I'm not teaching you a new way to breathe. You're born breathing this way. And, if you look at babies, on inhalation, their stomach comes up, and on exhalation, their stomach goes down. So first of all, just diaphragmic breathing, really being aware of how you're breathing. And often when we're feeling that moment of panic or anxiety or sadness, our breathing changes. So really being aware and correcting that first. And then Anulom Vilom, which is amazing. When done, we want the exhalation to be double the length of time than inhalation. And there's a pause, there's a kumbhaka, it's called, a retention of breath between inhalation and exhalation. And that's the space where I think magic happens. And this really, when we're doing Anulom Vilom, this has been shown actually to calm the nervous system, trigger the parasympathetic nervous system, dilate the bronchi, so you're taking in more oxygen, and it relaxes the vascular system, so your heart rate is more regulated. There's more oxygen going into the tissues, organs, getting into the cells because there's more bronchi dilation. So we just feel calmer, more grounded. And then another one, which I really love, is Brahmari. So what we're doing is we're placing our fingers either side of the nose and then on the eyebrows, and we're closing the little fleshy part, the earlobe, and we're inhaling through the nose, and on exhalation you make a bumblebee sound with exhalation, and this really reverberates around the head, and again it has a very calming grounding effect. And again, studies have shown that it calms anxiety, nervousness, fear, just calms the nervous system. So they're the go-tos. They're really beautiful, easy pranayams to do to calm the nervous system. And yes, and then we have I love this. I came across this recently. Actually, if I can tell you a story about this, is that okay, Dr. Smita?
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
I had a patient come in, and we were talking about, just the nervous system and all of this, and he actually told me, so it was a gift from him. So, and then I just started experimenting with this, and he said, when in schools in India, and they would punish the students, and so they would, and I think it's still done in some parts of India still. So they would, yeah, so they would ask them to sit down in a squat position and hold their ears, or like this, or crossed over.
Wow.
And he actually said he came across a study that was done that this was actually, people think it's a punishment, but actually it's a yogic move. So what the squatting does is it brings down vata. It pulls down this excess vata that's going up to the head and causing this erraticness in children or even adults, causing the nervous system to become aggravated, causing this excitedness, whether it's negative or excess. And so that brings about grounding. And then the earlobes are Marma points. And so this again calms the nervous system down and engages, when we're crossed over, engages the left and right hemisphere of the brain. I thought, wow, this is amazing. So I started using it with people, and along with the herbs, with the Marma, with the diet, and using this. And they were, when they'd come in after a couple of months and they were practicing this, they were completely rooted in this sacrum. And I thought, wow, this is amazing. So that was, and then I want to talk about, so we're going to introduce a patient in a little while who I did this with, and she's going to talk about her experience as well. So yeah, so this is a really great.
That was brilliant, actually.
Yeah.
It had this Marma point, the earlobe Marma point, which is
Right.
so powerful automatically. And no wonder all the children who are very naughty and getting this punishment as a child, they turn out to be very
They're
smart.
thankful.
They turn out to be very smart. One of them is my husband, late husband, Dr. Pankaj Naram, who was very, very naughty as a child, but you know what, he became a remarkable genius healer on this planet, who is also my teacher and your teacher. Both of our teacher, actually. So
absolutely.
Next, yeah, please do this, my dear friends, and it does work. And if you have any questions, do write in the comment box, not only about the mental health, but if you have any question about anything, any health situation in your life, we are here to help you. Just put it in the comment box and we'll be more than happy to answer them. So can we have the next? Yeah, and these are the numbers you can call us and you can check with us. Definitely. So, and can we have the next slides? Yeah. Can we have the next slide? Okay, so that's the Marma point. Would you like to explain, Sarita, the Marma point that we use in our clinic?
Yes, this is a really great one. Again, if there's panic, this is a really great one to work immediately. So if there's panic, if there's this fear coming up, immediately pressing this point here just below the nose as shown in the picture, and taking a deep breath in, releasing, and then pressing 6 times 6. And you can do this, for a few minutes at a time throughout the day. And this really, again, has a very calming, grounding effect. So it's a very, very nice one to use immediately.
Next one. Yes, this is with the temple.
Yes, this is, again, and I've used this, over the years numerous times. It's wonderful to calm. Ghee is an amazing Pitta and Vata pacifying agent. So it calms anger, nervousness, fear. So just massaging ghee gently on the temples in round circles, and for a little while, 2 or 3 minutes, and then pressing the point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down. And that, again, really is wonderful for calming, centering, just bringing some coolness to the mind, to the brain.
Yeah, I've seen actually even children who were very hyperactive, just by doing this Marma for a few days, they can calm down. Yeah, next one, please.
Yes, sesame oil in the navel. This is wonderful because this, the navel is in Ayurveda, it's seen as our second mouth. And when Vata, this air element, gets stuck somewhere, this can go up into the head and cause this erraticness and this disturbance. So what sesame oil is actually very anti-Vata, so it's very Vata pacifying. So you're putting it in the navel and just massaging around the navel in a clockwise direction, and it's pulling that Vata down. So it's grounding, it's centering, it's calming, pulling this busyness and erraticness away from the mind, away from the brain, and again bringing calmness.
Wonderful. Yeah, please, next slide. Right, that's the home remedy. Ayushaktis have a great formulas, very powerful formulas, and but they have a lot of complex proven combinations. But you can just try this simple home remedy, which has 1/3 teaspoon of ashwagandha powder, or 1/3 or half a teaspoon of brahmi powder, and piper longum. You can just put a pinch. Piper longum is more opening the mental channels, and brahmi and ashwagandha is more nourishing the nervous system and brain actually. So, and you can mix this with 1 or half cup of water and drink it 2 or 3 times a day regularly. And remember, whenever there is a very old situation, it takes some time to see the difference. But if you are just having recently some minimum amount of stress, or just a little bit something, and you start natural things like this, you will feel immediately better and grounded. Yeah, next slide, please. And that's another home remedy, which is my favorite actually. Mostly this vegetable, white pumpkin, you can see in the picture that's there, it's cut actually, and outer skin is normally slightly light greenish and inside is all white. It looks a bit like English marrow as well. And you can't find it very easily, but if you can definitely find it in Indian grocery stores across the world. And India, of course, you can find it in the name of peta or safed kaddu, etc. And drink this juice every day. You can also flavor it by putting some honey or cardamom, saffron, etc. And nutmeg, for example, is very grounding, so you can put a pinch of nutmeg there, and drink this juice once a day, at least half cup or 1 cup. And it is really remarkable for good health. Keep doing it all the time, and you will. I take mixture of juice in which there is always white pumpkin for me, just to take care of my brain quality. And yeah, next slide, please. Okay, so now testimony. I think we want to invite. You wanted to, yeah. What is the? You want to say something?
Yes.
Smita? Yeah.
So I'd like to invite Kat on the call, and she's an amazing woman that I met in consultation in December, and she was dealing with a lot at the time, and I'll let her explain. So Kat, if you'd like to join, that would be great.
Hello.
Hi, Kat.
Hi, Kat.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello. Can you maybe put on your video? There's just
I think Kat prefer to stay with
okay.
audio. Yeah.
Okay, sure, Kat. We respect that. Thanks for
Yeah.
being with us. Really, I'm so happy that you are here.
Thank you for the invitation. Yeah. So this was my experience. I believe that we don't meet people by accidents, and there is a reason why we cross paths. And I feel blessed meeting Sarita. I still remember the day was 19th of December last year. It was a turning point in my life. We all have our ups and downs in life, and this was a moment when I felt really, really down. I was having a strong headache every day, strong pain around the liver area, lots of mucus in my whole body, very low Agni. And I know in Ayurveda, the Agni controls how much Kapha, Pitta and Vata we need for the body to function well. Self-doubt, insecurity, self-judging, anxiety, bad sleep, bad mood. These are only a few of the symptoms I had at the time I met Sarita. And also I had to share with her a part of my life, a story in my life is about bulimia. My old friend from the childhood, who came up in this time again. I was binging and then vomiting almost every night. When we met, she gave me actually a lot of homework to bring it home. She gave me some herbs to take every day. She showed me important Marma points I had to press every morning and every evening to help myself to clear out conflicting beliefs that are not serving me anymore. I had to do a visualization technique to take my power back from all the people I gave my power somehow. Then also I was doing every morning Anuloma Viloma breathing as part of my homework, I could say. And not only because I forgot to mention that I'm a yoga teacher. I know maybe it sounds ironic how someone practicing yoga and trying to help others can be in that situation, but we are all human beings, and I think everything that is happening to me is meant to happen, is part of my life journey. And I think hard times are sometimes blessings. After I was following her guidance every day. And when we met again in end of January, she was amazed to see and to feel the big change in my life. Everything was shifting in such a positive way. I felt like a completely different person. Or maybe it was the real Kat, I don't know. Even I shared with her that I started the practice, I started teaching yoga in a family every week, which was a big achievement for me, indeed. And then we came across the coronavirus and the lockdown time. I know it's hard for everyone, but for me, maybe it was even harder because I could feel the emotions of all the people around me, the fear, the panic, the worries, the insecurities. Because I'm so highly sensitive, I was picking up all the external low vibrations and emotions. And at the lockdown time, I couldn't stay at home. I had to go to work every day. I'm doing job as an accounting at the moment, and I had no choice. I had to go to work. It was every day from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. I felt like a robot in a movie. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat properly. I felt so overwhelmed. I could feel the imbalance in my life in all aspects. So many things were coming up at this time that I really needed help. And thank you, Sarita, for our last consultation.
Thank you.
We had. It was the biggest gift I had. It was very emotional. I couldn't even talk. I was almost crying all the time. And we managed to bring that down when Sarita asked me to sit in a full squat with feet flat on the floor and holding and pressing on the earlobes. The first time I was in that position, I felt such a resistance. I wanted to come out straight away from that position, but at some point I felt so comfortable staying in and breathing, just breathing. I didn't realize how long I was sitting like that. I could feel heat in my belly and the back area. And it was amazing. After, I was smiling and I couldn't stop smiling.
Good. That's really wonderful.
Yeah, it was like someone just opened the curtains and I could feel the sun.
Great, great, great. So what are you doing now? Are you taking the herbs, following the diet, and you're feeling much grounded and better?
Yes, it's like a part of my daily routine, actually. Taking the herbs, then pressing the Marma points every morning and in the evening, doing the
Great.
squat position.
Wow.
Not only in the morning. Every time I feel a bit stressed, then
You do that.
yeah, I did that for a few minutes. Even now, I remember a few days ago, my daughter, she's 11 years old. She was so nervous, so anxious, all over the places. I know for children it's even more difficult maybe to stay at home all day. And I said, listen, do you want to try something with me? It's going to be just quickly. And it's like a play, like a game. She said, oh, okay, mommy, let's do that. And we did the squat position, holding the earlobes and breathing. And
Wow.
I'm telling you, it was amazing. A few minutes after, she was smiling, dancing all around the flat. It's like an angel. She said, Mommy, let's do some yoga. Let's cook some healthy recipes. I was like, what?
Brilliant. That is so good. I'm so happy to hear your story. You have really contributed in people's life. There were a lot of learning from what you said. One is, of course, I mean, you have set your routines now around Marma, taking herbs, doing the diet, and you are also involving your family in that, which is creating a difference in others' lives. So you've started contributing in others' life. This is so brilliant. I'm so happy. Thank you very much for being with us, Kat. Thank you very much. You really opened up people's heart in the direction of possibility that there is a way in which you can naturally get better and you don't have to run to take always some chemicals or the pills. You can always balance yourself using certain lifestyle dietary changes, taking certain herbs, etc. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you, Kat. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for being part.
and
Thank you, Kat. And I just wanted to say is that, you know, I received so much that day as well, Kat, because I was, you know, you were so upset. There was tears, all of this. And I thought, how are we going to change this very quickly? And we were having a remote consultation. So I thought, and initially she looked at me like, are you crazy? You're asking me, I'm in tears and you're asking me to sit and squat. But she obliged me, and actually the rest of the consultation was taken that way. She was sitting in squat and I said, do you want to come out, are you okay? And she said, no, I'm fine. And it was beautiful.
Great.
It was lovely.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I say goodbye to Kat, and
Thank you, Kat. God
But
bless.
we'll continue our
namaste.
conversation, sharing more and more ancient solutions. Namaste to you.
No.
And can we have a next slide? Yeah, great. Maybe Sarita can explain
Yeah.
this
So
now.
yeah. So as going back to what Dr. Smita was saying in the beginning about clearing the channels of the mind, calming the mind, nourishing the channels of the mind and the brain, nourishing the brain, creating that sattva quality. These are what these formulations do, and I've been working with them. I mean, I've been practicing for about 15 years, but I've been with Ayushakti for about over 20 years, and I've used them myself. I've, you know, seen them on other people. They're amazing. You know, I take bliss myself because I'm seeing people all the time, and I'm quite a sensitive person. I, you know, pick up things, so I need to take care of my sattva guna as well. Yeah. So yeah, they work incredibly holistically. Yeah
Absolutely.
And then we have Meta Boost or Shraddha, which basically, you know, in Ayurveda the heart is seen as the seat of emotions. So this is really working on the heart area, removing emotions from this area, blocked emotions, increasing cellular metabolism, increasing cellular digestion, so getting rid of waste. So again, channels are being cleared. And I have another little story about Shraddha actually. When I first started with Ayushakti, when I first came to Ayushakti, I was a student, and over 20 years ago now, and I bought some herbs back for my family, and I gave Shraddha to my dad, and I got a call from my mum a few days later saying, you know, he's in tears, and this is a typical Punjabi man who doesn't cry, who's you know, he's quite a strong being, and he was in tears, and I was like, it's fine, he's just releasing. And he was just like, he became so emotional for a little while, but he was just releasing. So not everyone goes through that, obviously, but obviously he was someone who had held quite a lot, so needed to release.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, Surya actually helps release. It heals the grief, old trauma, and it immediately clears your mind. So people who are confused, cloudy feeling, everything, and they feel energetic instantly. We have some research paper that I wanted to actually share. This research is done by one of the very old student of mine, Ayushakti, and Dr. Naram, Dr. Giovanni Principali, who is very known, successful Ayurvedic MD doctor from Italy, practicing Ayurveda for more than 15-18 years now. And when he was just taking his degree, he did this research with bliss and Suridai, or Suridai Meta Boost is the same actually. So bliss and Meta Boost, and he published this research paper which actually have demonstrated that there was group of people. He used the Helmington scale, which is a kind of a parameter which is testing what is the difference in people before and after. In 6 months time, he found that there was improvement up to 90% in people's ability to connect with the people. The irritability and the anxiety, panic, everything came down by 80%. The mood was improved like anything. They were able to socialize very well. The sleep was calm and very, very, very good quality. And there was also so sleep was very good quality, and almost 60 to almost 70% people actually, their doctors stopped their prescription medication because they were actually almost normal. So
Wow.
that's what was the observation from this research paper. I thought of sharing that with you, just because
Beautiful.
it was published in
Thank you.
Europe. So it is such a great honor for Ayurveda that such a thing can be, it was published in European university from in a scientific journal.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah. Anything you want to say, Sarita, as a conclusion?
Just that, that we can, emotions are so, we modern day life, all of this, it's really about just, and we're so distracted, there's so many distractions, so it's really about kind of having a toolbox with the herbs, with the marma, with the yoga, with the breathing, with the diet, and so when we feel this way, we can go to our toolbox. We can, because we all have, this is life, there's stresses, things come up, but we need a toolbox that we can go to completely, rebalance ourselves, keep in check. And something I just want to say that Kat said to me, she realized, and this is for everyone really, is about taking time out for ourselves in the busyness, and self-nourishment, taking that time out consistently. But yeah, developing a toolbox, and these are amazing tools. Like I said, I've seen them be used over 20 years. They're incredibly successful tools that can work immediately.
Exactly. In fact, I'm taking Bliss and MetaBoost every day.
Yeah.
Because I'm working so much and I have responsibility of the whole world, everybody that's around the world that are connected with us. So friends, the herbs are always natural. They are like food. They are like a supplement, and it doesn't mean that you are ill, but when you can take help so that you feel strong and nourished mentally in your nervous system. So I think that's what I would say is my last message, and then we can take some questions.
This was really very amazing session today, and but we have few questions from our viewers. Let's quickly get into that. So there is very first question from Savitri. She says, "Where do you recommend to train in Ayurveda in London? I have done some training, but I would like to do more so I can practice. Very interested in Marma points."
Wow.
That's wonderful, actually.
Wow, excellent. That's lovely. That's really nice.
So just do one thing, write to us, and then maybe Sarita, if she's ready, I'll put you under her training. But first, you just send a mail to this info@Ayushakti, which we have given the mailing address here. So just send a mail and we'll help you out.
Great.
All right. There is one more question from Peter. Dr. Smita, when are you coming to Germany?
Wow, Peter, you are there. I didn't see you. Oh, great. Thank you for being there. I don't know when the corona is allowing us to travel. I was supposed to be coming to Berlin in May, to seeing patients at, Suyogi's place, but there is a corona crisis. So whenever it allows, I would love to travel. And Peter from Berlin is one of the best practitioners, just like Sarita, connected with Ayushakti.
Hi, Peter.
And I'm sorry with this call, you can't say hi to us, but we are saying hi to you. And I'm so excited you are there. But if you are from Germany, do meet Peter. He's such a good doctor, and he's practicing for more than 9 years now, very successfully. All Ayushakti principles and everything he uses. He helps hundreds of people every month. Wow, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, doctor, for answering it. There is one more question. How do we know that someone needs professional help?
Right, that was a great question actually. So generally, we all have stress in our life, for example, and stress is necessary, as I told you earlier. Otherwise, if you don't take challenges in your life, positive challenges, this is like positive stress is important. But when it goes beyond certain level, where then you need help, the signs are like this: that first you feel you are like always anxious and worrying of things which have not happened in reality. So you're worrying, okay, if this I will do, then this will go wrong, this I will do, this can go wrong. So there's this fear and worry constantly going on. Secondly, you feel occasionally during the day a kind of a palpitation. That's a sign that you're you're a little bit anxious and you need to have some support. Okay, and the stress has gone beyond your ability to handle. Third sign is that you get very irritable very quickly. For small things, we are just getting irritable. And especially with the family members, because that's where, all the irritations come out. We kind of behave more naturally with our family members. With others, we can still hide it. So these are different signs, initial signs, which says that you need help and you are not able to cope up with breakdown in the relationship. You are not able to talk to your whoever with whom you have a breakdown, and you want to avoid them. That's another sign, also initial sign. The sleep is a difficult situation. For example, the sleep is not very sound. You sometimes get a good sleep and sometimes you're just thinking, and the mind is running so fast that you can hardly sleep and you can't calm down. So these are little signs actually, and I recommend that, if just have this lifestyle, Marma, pranayam. And if you have stressful life, just take bliss and metaboost. Even just bliss is enough actually to support you, so that you don't go beyond certain limit. That's what I would recommend.
Thank you so much, doctor, for answering it. Vaidya Sarita, there is one question for you. Due
Mhm.
to due to a lot of workload, my appetite has gone down. I don't feel like eating. I fear this could be an eating disorder. Can you help me?
Well, we need to find out more, but if you don't feel like eating, then we need to, and obviously there's overwhelm in the body. So a really simple home remedy that you can do every morning and every evening is just crush 1 teaspoon of cumin and maybe 2 pinches of wild celery seed, arjuan, and soak it in a cup of water overnight and drink that water in the morning. And this is a digestive aid. It increases appetite, and repeat that process. So soak again in the morning and drink the water in the evening. This will slowly start to increase your digestion, but also avoid the foods that we spoke about. So really keep a very simple diet. Eat foods which aid the body. We need to work with where the body's at. So having food, if there's low agni, have very simply cooked food, soups, stews, dals, khichdi. So we're slowly kindling the digestive fire. And also what you can do is drink ginger water, boiled fresh ginger water throughout the day, which again kindles digestion.
All right, Vaidya, thank you for answering it. There is one more question from a viewers. She has asked, what dose of bliss do you recommend?
Yeah,
She's
normally I
asking
would
for the
recommend just one tablet twice a day. But if you have really a lot of situation, you can even take 2 tablets twice a day.
Thank you so much, Dr. Smita and Vaidya Sarita, for answering all of these questions. We have almost answered all of these questions, but if there is any left in this comment box below, we will surely revert them back. This was really a very informative session today. I would like to thank you, Dr. Smita and Vaidya Sarita, for joining us today and giving us such an information on mental well-being, and also giving us some home remedies, diet and lifestyle, and some murmur points to follow. So friends, most of us go through this and we are triggered by some of these symptoms, but we usually ignore. But if any of your friends of you are going through these any of these symptoms, you can consult our doctor at Ayushakti. We are available here for you. I just want you all to know that Ayushakti, if you want to consult any Ayushakti doctor, you can call us on this below given number below. If you're calling from any countries from India, you can call us on 1-800-266-3001. If you're calling from any global country, you can call us on 1-800-2800-906. Even you can even WhatsApp us on 7777001561. You can email us on info@ayushakti.com. So, friends, today Vaidya Sarita joined us in our live session. I just want you all to know that Vaidya Sarita is a clinic partner of Ayushakti, and she is available in UK. As you can see on the screen, you can screenshot this image, and you email her or contact her on this number given below. Thank you for joining us today. Namaskar.